King Charles III breaks silence after cancer diagnosis. 5 days after Buckingham Palace announced that King Charles III had been diagnosed with cancer, the monarch released a personal letter to the public. King Charles III is speaking out for the first time since it was revealed he is battling cancer. On February 10, 5 days after Buckingham Palace announced the monarch's diagnosis, the 75-year-old released a personal letter to the public. "I would like to express my most heartfelt thanks for the many messages of support and good wishes I have received in recent days," the king wrote, as seen in a post shared on the royal family's Instagram page, which also featured a 2023 photo of the monarch greeting well-wishers. As all those who have been affected by cancer will know, such kind thoughts are the greatest comfort and encouragement. The monarch continued, "It is equally heartening to hear how sharing my own diagnosis has helped promote public understanding and shine a light on the work of all those organizations which support cancer patients and their families across the UK and wider world. My lifelong admiration for their tireless care and dedication is all the greater as a result of my own personal experience." He signed his letter, Charles R., his royal cipher, which stands for Rex, the Latin word for king. The king, who has resided at Clarence House in London for years even before he ascended to the throne in 2022 following his mother Queen Elizabeth II's death, flew to Sandringham by helicopter with wife Queen Camilla February 6. The two had also visited their country estate February 4 to attend a Sunday church service. On February 5, about a week after the king was released from hospital after undergoing a procedure to treat an enlarged prostate, Buckingham Palace announced the monarch has been diagnosed with an unnamed form of cancer. During the king's recent hospital procedure for benign prostate enlargement, a separate issue of concern was noted, their statement read. Subsequent diagnostic tests have identified a form of cancer. His Majesty has today commenced a schedule of regular treatments, during which time he has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties. Hours before Charles and Camilla departed for Sandringham for their current stay, the monarch met with his son Prince Harry, who had traveled to London from California, where he lives with wife Meghan Markle and their kids Prince Archie, 4, and Princess Lilibet, 2. After a brief visit, the Duke of Sussex jetted back to the United States, where he presented an award at the 2024 NFL Honors event in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, the king's eldest son and heir, Prince William, recently thanked the public for their support of both his father and his wife Kate Middleton, who is recovering from abdominal surgery. "I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you also for the kind messages of support for Catherine and for my father, especially in recent days," the Prince of Wales shared during the London's Air Ambulance Charity Gala dinner on December 7. "It means a great deal to us all." A day later, Camilla offered an update on the king's well-being during a public appearance at a charity concert at England's Salisbury Cathedral. Per the Telegraph, she told an air ambulance worker, "He is doing extremely well under the circumstances. He is very touched by all of the letters and messages the public have been sending from everywhere. That's very cheering." While King Charles III was in the hospital for his benign prostate enlargement procedure, the royal family member was diagnosed with cancer. His Majesty has today commenced a schedule of regular treatments, during which time he has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties, Buckingham Palace said February 5. Throughout this period, His Majesty will continue to undertake state business and official paperwork as usual. The King is grateful to his medical team for their swift intervention, which was made possible thanks to his recent hospital procedure. He remains wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. Charles was born on November 14, 1948, at Buckingham Palace, London. He is the eldest child of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. He became heir apparent when his mother ascended the throne in 1952, after the death of his grandfather, King George VI. He was created Prince of Wales in 1958 and his investiture was held in 1969. He was educated at Cheam School and Gordonstown, and later spent 6 months at the Timbertop campus of Geelong Grammar School in Australia. After completing a history degree from the University of Cambridge, Charles served in the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy from 1971 to 1976. Charles broke royal tradition when he proceeded straight to university after his A-levels, rather than joining the British Armed Forces. In October 1967, he was admitted to Trinity College, Cambridge, where he studied archaeology and anthropology for the first part of the tripos and then switched to history for the second part. During his second year, he attended the University College of Wales in Aberystwyth, studying Welsh history and the Welsh language for 1 term. Charles became the first British heir apparent to earn a university degree, graduating in June 1970 from the University of Cambridge with a Bachelor of Arts, BA, degree. Following standard practice, in August 1975, his Bachelor of Arts was promoted to a Master of Arts, MA Cantab, degree. Charles was created Prince of Wales and Earl of Chester on July 26, 1958, though his investiture was not held until July 1, 1969, when he was crowned by his mother in a televised ceremony held at Carnarvon Castle. The investiture was controversial in Wales owing to growing Welsh nationalist sentiment. He took his seat in the House of Lords the following year and he delivered his maiden speech on June 13, 1974, the first royal to speak from the floor since the future Edward VII in 1884. He spoke again in 1975. Charles began to take on more public duties, founding the Prince's Trust in 1976 and traveling to the United States in 1981. In the mid-1970s, he expressed an interest in serving as Governor-General of Australia, at the suggestion of Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Fraser. However, because of a lack of public enthusiasm, nothing came of the proposal. In reaction, Charles commented, "So, what are you supposed to think when you are prepared to do something to help and you are just told you're not wanted?" In 1981, he married Lady Diana Spencer, with whom he had 2 sons, William and Harry. Charles and Diana divorced in 1996, after they had each engaged in well-publicized extramarital affairs. Diana died as a result of injuries sustained in a car crash the following year. In 2005, Charles married his long-term partner, Camilla Parker Bowles, who became the Duchess of Cornwall. As heir apparent, Charles undertook official duties and engagements on behalf of his mother. He founded the Prince's Trust in 1976, sponsored the Prince's Charities, and became patron or president of more than 800 other charities and organizations. He advocated for the conservation of historic buildings and the importance of architecture in society. He also supported organic farming and action to prevent climate change, earning him awards and recognition as well as criticism. He was also a prominent critic of the adoption of genetically modified food, while his support for alternative medicine was controversial. Charles acceded to the British throne on his mother's death on September 8, 2022. He was the longest-serving British heir apparent, having surpassed Edward VII's record of 59 years on April 20, 2011. Charles was the oldest person to succeed to the British throne, at the age of 73. The previous record holder, William IV, was 64 when he became king in 1830. Charles gave his first speech to the nation at 6 p.m. on September 9, in which he paid tribute to his mother and announced the appointment of his elder son, William, as Prince of Wales. The following day, the Accession Council publicly proclaimed Charles as king, the ceremony being televised for the first time. Attendees included Queen Camilla, Prince William, and the British Prime Minister, Liz Truss, along with her 6 living predecessors. The proclamation was also read out by local authorities around the United Kingdom. Other realms signed and read their own proclamations, as did Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, British Overseas Territories, Crown Dependencies, Canadian provinces, and Australian states. He was crowned in the first coronation in 7 decades on May 6, 2023. His reign has been marked by several challenges, such as the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the aftermath of Brexit, the rise of nationalism and populism, and the tensions within the royal family. He has also faced questions about his role and influence as a constitutional monarch, and his relationship with the public and the media. Despite these difficulties, Charles has also shown his commitment to his duties and his vision for the future. He has continued to support various causes and initiatives, such as the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, the COP26 Climate Summit, the Terra Carta, and the Sustainable Markets Initiative. He has also expressed his support for his sons and their families, and his respect for the diversity and unity of his realms. Since founding the Prince's Trust in 1976, using his £7,500 of severance pay from the Navy, Charles has established 16 more charitable organizations and now serves as president of each. Together, they form a loose alliance, the Prince's Charities, which describes itself as the largest multi-cause charitable enterprise in the United Kingdom, raising over £100 million annually, active across a broad range of areas including education and young people, environmental sustainability, the built environment, responsible business and enterprise, and international. As Prince of Wales, Charles became patron or president of over 800 other charities and organizations. The Prince's Charities Canada was established in 2010, in a similar fashion to its namesake in Britain. Charles uses his tours of Canada as a way to help draw attention to youth, the disabled, the environment, the arts, medicine, the elderly, heritage conservation, and education. He has also set up the Prince's Charities Australia, based in Melbourne, to provide a coordinating presence for his Australian and international charitable endeavours. In 2023, The Guardian estimated Charles's personal wealth at £1.8 billion. This estimate includes the assets of the Duchy of Lancaster worth £653 million, and paying Charles an annual income of £20 million, jewels worth £533 million, real estate worth £330 million, shares and investments worth £142 million, a stamp collection worth at least £100 million, racehorses worth £27 million, artworks worth £4 million, and cars worth £6.3 million. Most of this wealth, which Charles inherited from his mother, is exempt from inheritance tax. As Prince of Wales, Charles, which owns 133,658 acres of land, around 54,090 hectares, including farming, residential, and commercial properties, as well as an investment portfolio. Since 1993, Charles has paid tax voluntarily under the Memorandum of Understanding on Royal Taxation, updated in 2013. Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs were asked in December 2012 to investigate alleged tax avoidance by the Duchy of Cornwall. The Duchy is named in the Paradise Papers, a set of confidential electronic documents relating to offshore investment that were leaked to the German newspaper Süddeutsche Zeitung. Charles has held many titles and honorary military positions throughout the Commonwealth, is sovereign of many orders in his own countries, and has received honors and awards from around the world. In each of his realms, he has a distinct title that follows a similar formula: King of St Lucia and of his other realms and territories in St Lucia, King of Australia and his other realms and territories in Australia. In the Isle of Man, which is a crown dependency rather than a separate realm, he is known as Lord of Man. Charles is also styled Defender of the Faith. King Charles III is a complex and fascinating figure, who has witnessed and shaped many historical events and changes. He is a man of many passions and interests, who has also faced many trials and tribulations. He is a king who has inherited a legacy of tradition and service, but also seeks to adapt and innovate for the modern world. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos. See you next time.